A singular new design, a re-engineered chip, and 5G. This is iPhone 12 Pro. The vertical band is precision machined from stainless steel. The ceramic shield on the front is tougher than any smartphone glass. And tighter borders allow for even larger Super Retina XDR displays. 5G is set to change the world with radically faster speeds. The hardware and software have been optimized for the best 5G experience. A14 Bionic has a smaller 5nm transistor which pushes the most powerful chip in the smartphone generations ahead. A new and improved Pro camera system makes the 12 Pro the photographer's iPhone. The larger iPhone 12 Pro Max takes these innovations even further. Its bigger sensor dramatically increases the detail captured and helps improve low light performance by 87%. The custom-designed LiDAR scanner puts advanced depth mapping technology in your pocket. You can now take a night mode portrait and unlock a new world of possibilities for augmented reality. iPhone 12 Pro smashes the benchmark for highest quality video in a smartphone. And the movie industry can now count on it as an essential piece of equipment. It is the world's first device able to capture, playback, and edit 10-bit HDR footage with Dolby Vision. iPhone 12 Pro comes in 2 sizes and in 4 finishes, including new Pacific Blue. An integral part of this year's design is MagSafe, an intelligent system of magnets that connect accessories in a whole new way. All this and more make iPhone 12 Pro the most powerful iPhone ever.
Reset! And action! Faster, faster! They're beating
Got it.
Make it spin, make it spin, dude. Gorgeous.
That's great. Come on, come on. Let's go. Okay, now.
The iPhone 12 Pro. There's a ton to go over, and we're not even going to talk about 5G. So let's go ahead and dig into our top 12 features and why they're important on the iPhone 12 Pro. Our first feature to talk about is new wallpapers. Wallpapers are easy to come by, but new default wallpapers are far more rare. And with the iPhone 12 Pro, we have 4 new options to check out, and even been improved on this updated model. So it still has IP68 rating, which is the same rating that the iPhone 11 Pro had, but now it is rated for 6 meters for up to 30 minutes, and before it was only 4 meters for up to 30 minutes. So it has additional depth rating for that same 30 minutes of time, better water resistance, just an always a good thing to have, and we have it on the 12 Pro. Dolby Vision HDR. So on prior iPhones, you could watch Dolby Vision HDR content, but now you can record it, edit it, and share it. So you can see this video here was shot in Dolby Vision HDR and has that HDR icon in that upper left-hand corner. And as we go through each of these videos, you'll notice the screen brighten. That's how you know, again, that's an HDR video. You can kind of see what it is beforehand, and when we open it and start to play, you can see how bright and vivid it is. It does not look nearly as washed out in real life. It looks amazing on that liquid retina XDR display. And what you're seeing now is not even HDR content because it's not an HDR video. So it seriously looks so much better when you actually can watch that Dolby Vision HDR content. We have new finishes. Of course, this is no surprise. Of course, with that new design, we have new finishes. What you see here on the left-hand side is that space gray. On the right-hand side, it's the iPhone 12 Pro with that graphite color. So they're both that dark colorway, but you can see that it's been tweaked from the space gray. It's a little bit lighter, and we saw a similar change happen to the Apple Watch Series 6. The Apple Watch Series 6, what used to be space black on the stainless steel, has now gone to graphite, and we're seeing that here on the iPhone 12 Pro as well. So same stainless steel body, just not as dark of a finish. Even the back panel is a little bit lighter. Sometimes kind of hard to tell, but it is a little bit lighter on the back as well. No one's really going to argue about this or fight it or not like it as much, just a small difference. Aside from that, we also have that new Pacific blue color, which looks amazing on this phone. There is still silver, and it is lighter than the previous version. The back of it is a little bit whiter than it was before, and we have an all-new gold that has been updated as well. Last year, Apple added an ultra-wide lens to the iPhone line. This year for the iPhone 12 Pro, we have lens correction for that ultra-wide angle lens. So you have your wide-angle lens, your tele lens, and then that 0.5, that is your ultra-wide lens. So it's basically fitting, twice as much into your view. And here is an example of what we shot on our iPhone 12 Pro. You can see how straight those lines are, just a little bit kind of out of the way because I wasn't shooting perfectly on, but shooting against a brick wall like this, you can see how straight all of those lines are. Where if I take the exact same shot on an iPhone 11 Pro with that ultra-wide lens, you can see how much distortion there is, especially on the top and the bottom. It's just that warping there. So that lens correction has been applied on the 12 Pros, and it makes a big difference in making your photos look more natural. I seriously cannot stop talking about MagSafe. It is one of my favorite new features, and there is so much that it can do. It is a new magnetic plate in the back of the iPhone that, one, allows you to magnetically attach chargers like Apple's MagSafe charging puck to get up to 15 watts of wireless power. You can still use Qi charging, but for 15 watts of power, you need to use MagSafe. But there's also a ton of different accessories. When you throw on a case like this, an NFC reader inside will actually change the screen of the phone to put off a little animation that matches the case you're using. There are different mounts and stands and charging docks. There are wallets. There are folios. There are pop sockets that are coming. There is so much you can do with MagSafe, that magnetic ring on the back of your phone, and I cannot wait to see what's coming down the line from third-party manufacturers. Night mode portraits are new with the iPhone 12 Pro. In fact, you can take night mode shots now with all three of the lenses and the front-facing lens. But what is even cooler is now you can do portraits in night mode. You can kind of see it. I'm trying to block the light on the camera for a second because you see in that lower left-hand corner, while in portrait mode, a little night mode effect right there, it pops up. And you can tap on that, and it actually switches you to the 1x view, but you can take portrait shots in extremely low light. I went outside at night, past sundown, well past sundown, and it was almost completely black outside. We're in the country, there's nothing there, and when I took this shot, my iPhone 11 Pro did nothing. It was almost an entirely black screen. But shooting it on the iPhone 12 Pro, it looks amazing. It is a great portrait shot, a ton of detail in Mosby here, and I mean, he's even holding still. It is a portrait mode shot, so you can adjust the aperture, make the background more or less blurry to add additional bokeh if you want. You can also apply all the different portrait effects, high key lighting, mono lighting, all of those. So just overall, just amazing being able to take those portrait night mode shots. One of the ways that night mode portrait shots have been enabled is thanks to the addition of LiDAR. The LiDAR has been added to the back of this camera or this phone, which allows you to do a bunch of stuff with augmented reality, and it aids with the camera. So it's faster, low light focusing, enables portrait mode at night, and you can still get additional AR capabilities like being able to automatically measure a person. Just open up the Measure app, aim it at them, and you can get their height right out of the gate, just instant measuring with that LiDAR scanner. And I'm sure Apple will be doing a much more with that LiDAR scanner down the line. Now let's go ahead and talk about the A14 Bionic processor, number 9 on our list. If we look at our Geekbench results, there is a big step up for this processor. Our iPhone 11 Pro earned a 1334 on the single core and a 3543 on the multi-core. So as we ran our Geekbench test on the new iPhone 12 Pro, we saw some solid gains there. Our single core went up almost 300 or so points. That is about a 20% gain. And our multi-core score has jumped up about 15%. And I think single core is really going to be huge for most people. That's your daily task, your daily using of the phone, and multi-core is going to be big for any big processing like that Dolby Video. We also, as you can see here, have jumped up to 6 gigs of RAM. It was 4 gigs, so another big change there on the iPhone 12 Pro. Looking at storage, this is huge, especially if you're shooting 4K, 60 frames per second, Dolby Vision HDR content. You're going to need some storage on your phone. And now the base model of the iPhone 12 Pro comes with more. So instead of starting out at 64 gigs, it now starts off at 128 for the same price points that it was before. So really nice to jump up that storage. FaceTime. Previously, if you wanted to do a FaceTime call and you wanted HD quality, to get 1080p you had to be on Wi-Fi. Thanks to that 5G service, you can now do a FaceTime HD call 1080p on 5G. Lastly, number 12 on our list is Apple ProRAW. This is now an ability for the cameras, and we can't test this out yet because it is coming in a future update. But you're able to get all the benefits of Apple's computational photography, Smart HDR3, and Deep Fusion, but you're able to get those and get all the benefits of RAW, which has a lot more detail, and you're really able to pull out details in the highs and lows on those images. So you're able to combine those two together. Previously, you had to pick one or the other. So it's amazing to get both those together in one format. So that is coming down the line, and I cannot wait to test it out quite a bit more. But that is it. Those are our top 12 features of the iPhone 12 Pro. Let me know what your favorite new feature is over on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. And if you'd like to grab an iPhone 12 for yourself, get the best deals in the description. Hey everyone, did you guys like that video? Be sure to click on that like button so we can create content that we know that you guys want to see. And follow Apple Insider on all social media channels. If you want the best prices on any Apple gear, check out the Apple Insider Price Guide that is updated daily. And until next time, we'll see you later.